everybody, it's me, Brittany B, and I'm back for another All-American review. This is for Season 3, Episode 2. Let's get started. So we still don't know what technically happened between Spencer and Olivia, but I have my theory. Here it is. I think because we find out that Olivia went to go visit Asher, and we find out that Asher had a little summer fling with Vanessa, the new student at the school, which we're going to talk about later on. I feel like once she found that out, she went back home and she was like depressed, sad, and Spencer was there to comfort her. And comfort her in more ways than one, and they had their little hookup. That's my theory. We will see later on in the season, but I think that's how it started. And I think it's gonna get messy because if it did happen when Sis was in Vegas, it happened after he had whatever he did with Layla. So that's when it gets really messy. So I don't know. And let's talk about Asher and Vanessa. So we was all like, dang, I feel bad for Asher because he's gonna lose Olivia to Spencer, and Asher's not as innocent as he wants to be either. He had a summer fling, so it was like everybody was doing summer flings. And Vanessa's not a cool person. He's not trying to blow up his life or anything. I think it's cool that her mother is the coach, so it's cool to see representation that women can be football coaches. I was so here for that. And I feel like that's just going to shake up a lot of stuff that she's here, and I'm here for it. I'm here for the drama's gonna cause because it's gonna be good TV. Okay, so let's go back to Vanessa's mother being the coach. She is coming in there, guns blazing, and I think it's kind of cool that she's shaking things up. I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know. She's over here telling Jordan that he's not going to be the quarterback. I was like, that's going to be a little sketchy, but I feel like her doing that helped him become more confident and not depend on who he used to throw the ball to, which was Spencer and Asher, and know that he is actually a good quarterback, because I know he was having doubts that it was probably because of his daddy being the king, because his daddy being the coach. So now he knows that he is good himself. So I liked that. I feel bad for Asher though, because they're complaining about, oh my gosh, they're trying not to be quarterbacks, but he just wants to play. So I hope later on in the season that he gets to at least play. It's his senior year. Coop had on this episode, we found out that she didn't get paid as much as she thought she was going to get paid. And Coop had learned the realization of being an artist and where the money goes. So now, going forward, she knows what to do and the moves to make. Also, I think it's interesting to find out that Patience, figure out that mystery about Layla's dad stealing Patience's song and it was signed NDA and all that kind of stuff, which is wild. But that's stuff that you hear about in the headlines, stealing songs and stuff. So it's something that was sad that happened, but it ended up being a positive because Layla said that she wants to sign Patience. Like, Layla's making boss moves, Let's just talk about the principal at Crenshaw. I cannot remember his name, but he is getting on my last nerves. Like, oh my gosh, you're still salty about what happened in high school, to the fact that you're going to cut funding and make these poor kids have to pay to do football, knowing it's probably hard for them to bring up the money. It's just a lot of stress that you're making these kids, it's just a lot of stress that you're doing. Why cut the funding for football when this football team is going to be what helps the school blossom? It just doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense. I do think that it's really notable that Billy Baker decided he wanted to use his salary, to pay for the expenses, which is really nice. He did not have to do that, and I thought that was really, a way to have, develop a trust between the team, because clearly the team was not trusting each other. Darnell versus Chris, and who's going to be the quarterback? Chris told Chris that he told the coach to not pick him and pick Darnell. That did not need to be said, because, I just feel like it's going to be now, even more animosity. It was wow, oh my gosh. I just would have been I probably wouldn't have said anything, honestly. And I knew that the coach was probably going to pick Chris because it just made sense. Why take away their quarterback, somebody they know? Even though Darnell is really good, it's just you're trying to build this bond and to snatch everything away from them. That does not, bring team morale at all. Also, Spencer needs to lay out with the stress. Clearly the stress is making his arm and hand get numb. So stop having the world stop having the whole world on your shoulders and, you know, just relax and be a high school, even though it is a lot riding on this team. Lastly, we know that we found out that Preach and Mo had a relationship, and that's why she ultimately got him out of jail. But I feel like, I just feel like Coop is going to like really do some investigating on Mo, because it is not sitting well with her that she's around. Even though Preach told her to calm down, I really hope that she listens to Preach and don't like meld in, because I don't know. Mo, she doesn't seem trustworthy right now, so I just hope that Coop just stick with her stuff with the music and school, and leave Mo alone. Overall, that was everything and all my thoughts on the episode. It was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked the episodes, and let me know what you liked about the episode down in the comments so we can discuss and have a chat. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back for next week's episode.